Hey, I'm Amanda from Trifecta Fitness. We're proud to be Clarksville's new Get Fit headquarters. Trifecta Fitness is a state-of-the-art spin and strength training studio. Our spin studio is truly one of a kind in this area, complete with 20 state-of-the-art live fitness bikes and an incredible sound system. Our strength training is done in small groups of 6 or fewer, and all of our strength and spin classes are scalable for every level of experience. Come see us in the heart of Clarksville, just behind MAPCO at the corner of Old Trenton Road and Wilma Rudolph Boulevard. Call us for more info at 931-542-6265 or download our Trifecta Fitness app for a full list of upcoming classes.
Welcome back.
MisFitNation. MisFitNation.
We are a show founded by veterans and hosted by veterans and a military spouse. Our mission is to get people to tell their story to the world. If you're an author, share your tips with the MisFitNation. If you're a musician or actor, our audience needs to know how they too can get into the business. Coaches, we love our coaches. Come on, share some of your tips with the audience to help them become better versions of themselves. If you're a corporate leader or an entrepreneur, come on and share how you did it and how hard you have fought for success. If you're a veteran, first responder, or Gold Star family, we would love to have you come on and just share your story with the MisFitNation. We always have time for you. Reach out, we will get you on. If you are feeling down, alone, or starting to see the darkness, stop. Think about those who are around you. You are not alone. You will be missed. If you feel like your problems will be a burden to those in your inner circle, or are embarrassed to share that with them, please dial 988. If you are a veteran, take option 1. We need you to keep pushing forward. Don't make it a permanent solution to a temporary problem. If you're a new listener, welcome to the MisFitNation. Be sure to subscribe to the show on your favorite podcast apps and also on our YouTube channel at @the_MisFitNation. That's _MisFitNation. Subscribe and click the bell. This will keep you up to date with all of our latest episodes and all of our news. You can also find us on Electrocast Media and About Face Radio. This will keep you up tuned into us and learn more about our great guests. Speaking of which, our next guest is the #1 international best-selling author of the book Finish Line ThinkingTM, How to Think and Win Like a Champion, The Thought Leader's Journey, A Fable of Life, and the Power of Connecting, How to Activate Profitable Relationships by Serving Your Network. He is an in-demand and highly inspirational speaker to corporate and audiences such as RBC, Lululemon, Royal LePage, and TorStar Media. He is an advisor and confidant to some of the most successful and dynamic entrepreneurs in Canada. He is the co-founder of eCircle Academy at www.ecircleacademy.com, where he runs a year-long mastermind and educational program working with coaches, consultants, corporate trainers, clinic owners, realtors, mortgage brokers, and other service-based entrepreneurs, positioning them as authorities in their niche. He is the creator of the Thought Leader, Heart Leader TM designation. So without further ado, let's welcome Nicky Billou to the MisFitNation. Welcome, Nicky.
Rich, it's an honor to be here. Thank you so much for having me, brother. God bless you, man.
Thank you, man. I'm glad we're able to connect. This whole internet has made the world a lot tinier and easy for us to find each other and get great guys like yourself on here to motivate the MisFitNation and show them what you've done in life and how they can pay it forward in their lives.
Thank you very much. Appreciate being here, brother. God bless.
Thank you. And if you don't mind, Nicky, if you could take us on a journey from as far back as you want to go to how you got into where we are today and any speed bumps you had along the way to push you in the right direction.
I'm originally an immigrant from the Middle East. I'm a Christian from Iran. When I was 11 years old, the Islamic Revolution happened in Iran. My late father, God rest his soul, he could see the writing on the wall. This was not going to be a great place for him to raise his Christian family any longer. So he made a plan and he got us out of Iran eventually. And we settled where I now live in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And I thank God every day for my father and his foresight. Because of my dad, our family gets to live in freedom. Now, when I was 11 years old, I didn't see any of this. I just knew I was leaving my friends and my home, and I was pissed off. But looking back now, my dad, my God, did he ever really set us up for success going forward. And he made me see that freedom is the greatest gift the good Lord ever gave any of us. And I got to tell you, there's so many people born in a free country like the United States or like Canada who do not understand or appreciate how good they have it. And they've become part of what I call Generation Soft. Generation Soft is a bunch of people who think, oh my God, the world owes me. Oh, look, I'm a beautiful snowflake. Don't say anything that'll hurt me or offend me. And they're just sinking into the muck of mediocrity, because greatness and comfort cannot coexist. Rich, they cannot coexist. And I've become a champion for freedom, free expression, and free enterprise ever since. Every man, every woman must understand that without freedom, we cannot have successful entrepreneurship. Without free expression, we cannot have freedom. Without free enterprise, it's impossible to do business on a voluntary basis and become successful. That was the first thing that I got from my father, and the incredibly wise and generous act that he did for us. He performed for all of us by taking us out of Iran and bringing us to the West. My dad, he was an uplifter of human beings. If he knew you, Rich, and you needed to find a job, he'd work the phones and get you a job. If he knew you and you were looking to start a business, he would help you get started. He would find you advisors. He would even help get you set up with capital. And if he knew you and you were looking to buy a car, a house, an apartment, and you didn't have enough money, my dad would top you up so you could buy that car, that house, that apartment.
Wow.
And you might be thinking to yourself, is he for real? Yeah, I'm for real. Who does that? Well, the late, great Napoleon Billou, for one. Why would he do that? First of all, he was a devout Christian. He believed he'd been blessed by God. It was his duty to share those blessings with others. But secondly, brother, he did it because he could. He had the financial means as a successful entrepreneur to help other people. I wanted to be just like that. I wanted to be an uplifter of humanity. So I eventually found my way in entrepreneurship, and the type of entrepreneurship that I got into was serving other entrepreneurs. Because I believe that entrepreneurs are society's greatest heroes. Every good thing in our world happens because an entrepreneur has a dream and the courage to go out there and make it come alive. Every good thing. Sure ain't because of the government. Sure ain't because of big business. Sure ain't for anything like that. It is because an entrepreneur has the courage to go out there and dream. And so I want to see them be successful. I've been in the business of serving them and making their vision come alive. I have a vision for the biggest constituency for freedom and free enterprise the world has ever seen. 1 billion multimillionaire entrepreneurs. 1 billion millionaires, brother. Hashtag billion millionaires. Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be
amazing?
Something?
Yes.
Right? Wouldn't that be something? And the only way we're going to do that is if we go help the good men and women that have courage. We give them the belief that that can happen. And that is what I've been all about. And my father used to tell me, Nicky, life is not about money. Life is about people. Business is not about money. Business is about people. You solve problems for people and then you make a profit. That's what Dad said. Problems, people, profit. You solve acute problems for amazing people and you make an awesome profit. The good Lord wants that for you. And that's what it's all about. So I was in the business of helping folks. But here's what I found out. There's a lot of people in business that are good at the thing that they do, but they are not good at business. They don't understand marketing. They don't understand sales. They don't understand hiring, firing, culture building, income statements, balance sheets, cash flow statements. They don't understand IT systems. They don't understand customer service. They don't understand processes, procedures. They don't understand exit strategies. They don't get any of this stuff. So they, at some point, crash into a wall and they can't get any further. And what I realized is I understand business. I came from an entrepreneurial family and I went to school, I went to university, and I studied business. I understand all those things. So I got in the business of helping people figure that out. So good men and women would get past whatever self-imposed limitations they had, and they would get themselves out of there and to the next level. That, my friend, was what I was able to do for people. And I saw good people especially get stuck on sales. Sales just stuck and scared people. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be seen as pushy. No. I don't want to be one of those salesy guys.
Right.
No. So they don't go after business they should go after, Brother Rich. They don't. And that hurts their family because they don't make the money they should make. And it hurts the customer they could have helped because that customer doesn't get their problem solved. And some charlatan marketer comes in, swoops in, scoops up that business, and doesn't deliver for that good human being. So the sum total of goodness in the world goes down. I saw this and I said, I can change this. I can help these people see differently. And the first thing that I thought is, we got to help these people reframe selling. So we don't call it selling, we call it serving.
There you go.
You don't like to be sold. I don't like to be sold, but I sure as heck love to be served. I bet you love to be served too, Rich.
Heck yeah, everyone does.
Everyone does. And by teaching people just how to rewire their thinking, we help them succeed in a big and powerful way. But here's another thing that I saw, that people's mindsets in this day and age were not mindsets of victory, but they were mindsets of defeat. They'd grown up as part of Generation Soft. The world is encouraging men in particular to be soft. It's encouraging good men to say, hey, being a man, just being a man out there in the world is bad. You're toxic, you're bad, you're wrong. And you know what I call that? I call that bullshit. And this is what I do. I go up to good men and women and I say, look, you have a choice. You can live life as a warrior, as a champion, as the badass that God meant you to be, or you can sink into the muck of Generation Soft and let the crap that the evil left and the dark forces of the world are trying to shove down your throats. And you can let that have you be less than your best, and you'll die as one of those lovable folks with their potential fully intact. Or you can say, no more. I'm leaving Generation Soft. I'm joining Generation Hard. I'm going to have that belief. I'm going to have that fire. I'm going to have that power. Whatever I think I can do at least 60% more, because we all stop well before when we should. And that, my friend, is a big thing that is important to teach every man and every woman listening to this show, is that you've got to get a belief in yourself, in greatness, in what's possible. You've got to wake that sucker up, because if you don't wake that sucker up, you're going to lose. You are going to live a life where inside you feel comfy, but comfy sucks. Comfy's like, oh my God, I'm not really, something's wrong. Oh yeah, I'm comfy, but something's wrong. Comfort is where greatness goes to die. Comfort is what has you get older every day instead of better, stronger, younger, faster, fitter, tougher.
Exactly. Comfort is the cornerstone of complacency, and it kind of ruins any business mind. Like you said earlier, those who have that want to stay in the comfort zone. If you stay in a comfort zone, you're not moving forward. You're staying in the zone. You're staying right there, that little bubble, because you don't want to have to face any adversity or fear that something will go wrong. So you stay there, and that hurts a lot of people. First of all, kudos to Napoleon Billou for getting out of Iran during the revolution way back when me and you were just little kids back then. You're, I guess, 2 years older than me. So that was 1978, 79-ish, right? So yeah, so that was a very rough time in the country, for the country of Iran. And your dad, it was probably a long journey to get from there to Toronto. I'm sure it wasn't a direct route. You probably had to make a couple stops in there, and Dad had to have that plan. And that also taught you some lessons along the way of his resilience, as well as the know-it-all to get you out of there and set you up, you and your family up for success in Toronto, and then spread his love to all those around him. So kudos to Napoleon for that.
Thank you. Thank you. And so here's the thing. My number one job, my friend, is I'm not looking to convince the sheep. I'm looking to wake up the lions. because there are lions out there ready, hungry for victory, for greatness. And I'm here to tell them we need to get you out of that soft, cushy space you're in and get you into greatness. If you are listening to this show and you're 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, and you thought, oh, well, I'm getting old. Yeah, I don't need to work out anymore. I can eat a little more than usual. Yeah. I don't want to work too hard anymore. I want to take it easy. Wake up! You were meant to take it easy. You were meant to run hard till you die. Run hard till you die. Because that's what makes you feel alive. All that cushy crap, yeah, once in a while it's fine. But it's not the way to live. And you want to be successful in business? Treat people great. And learn how to stand out. And one way to stand out is not be like everybody else, some complacent, fat fudge, excuse my French, who's out there wanting to be given great things, but unwilling to work for them. That's it. And you need to stand out another way. Your messaging has got to be awesome. It's got to be great. You can't say, what do you do? Oh, I'm a coach. I'm a consultant. I'm a realtor. I'm a mortgage broker. I'm a chiropractor. I'm a doctor, blah, blah, blah. Nobody cares. You sound like everybody else when you say that, and everybody tunes you out the moment you say that, unless in that moment they need you, which is extremely rare. You know what they care about? When you find a way to speak to what they need from the get up. I'm going to tell you a story. There was a young man came to me 8 years ago, February 2015. He's 25 years old. He was a personal fitness trainer. He was a good guy, but dumb as a post when it came to business. He had 7 clients. He made $1,200 a month in the city of Toronto. Toronto is the New York City of Canada. It's expensive. $1,200 a month ain't going to cut it. So I go to him and I go, all right, Dan, his name's Dan. Tell me, Dan, what do you do for people? Oh, anything, Nicky, anything. Nobody. What do you do for people? No, I mean, anything. I can help lose weight. I can help them pack on muscle. I can help go competition. I do it all. Oh, God, no. We need you to narrow your focus. He said, okay. I got it. Doctors. I'm like, what? He said, doctors. My dad's a doctor. I love my dad. I'm like, okay, that's a start. Plus, doctors make a lot of money. I'm like, no. We're not doing that. Not about the money. I'm doing it. He does it. 0 results. I go back to him. I go, Dan, can't do this. We need to find a better way to focus your message. Doctors make a lot of money is not a good message. He goes, okay. Narrow my focus, right? He goes, I know. Cardiologist. What? Yeah, they make more money than doctors. I'm like, oh, Jesus, dude, you're not getting it. He said, no, I'm doing it. He did it. 0 results. Then the good Lord, Rich, brings him a man with a missing limb, a Paralympian. Childhood accident took his leg. They got along. They did good work together. Fellow went over to competition, won some medals. Good old Dan comes to me and goes, oh my God, Nicky, I'm an idiot. I go, no argument from me. He said, I've been going after the money. Yes, you have. I should have been going after making a difference for a fellow human being. I go, yes, you should have. He said, okay, I'm going to do that now. I'm going to help people with missing limbs. And I just went, wow, that's brilliant. Do it, Dan. Do it. Brother, in 6 short weeks, he signed up 400 clients.
Wow.
$100,000 a month is what he made. Not a year, a month. Most personal trainers don't make $100,000 in a year. They don't even make it 2 years. It's about 2 years for most personal trainers to make $100,000. He made it in a month, not trying to make money. Now, why? Nobody else was going after people with missing limbs. Nobody. They all thought they couldn't work out. Dan knew better. But his message was far more powerful than, let's work out. His message was, you're a badass and a warrior. And just because you got a limb or two missing doesn't mean you can't do anything anybody else can do. Let's get you started. Let's light the fire and wake up the badass within. You understand why that message would take, right, Rich?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They already felt like they were down at that point in life, or for a long period of life.
You know, I know our time together today is short.
Right.
But I believe that if someone's listening to this show, they're listening to this show because they're looking for some inspiration. They're looking for somebody to wake up and light that fire within them. And it's my objective coming on this show to tell you, stand up for people, make it about people, not about money. Find a way to stand out. Don't try to be like everybody else. And then I'm going to give you one more. And this is what's super powerful, important. Don't do it alone. Don't do it alone. The great Robin Sharma, who was a client of mine back when I was a personal trainer, who wrote the legendary book that sold 20 million copies called The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, said to me, if you ever want to double your income in any given year, triple your investment in personal and professional development, you've got to hire the coaches and mentors. You've got to join the masterminds and peer groups. You have got to attend the conferences, buy the courses, and read the books. That is the only way you will grow. Invest in you. You are the most important asset in your business. You're the most important asset in your life. Learning doesn't stop when school stops. Learning begins when school stops. Continue to invest in learning and in yourself. You have to have 4 qualities in order to win in life and in business. I'm going to tell you what they are. The first is decisiveness. It comes from the word decide. The root of the word decide is side, a Latin word for kill. Homicide, regicide, genocide, all words with side in it that all are about killing. What is deciding? It is killing off the alternative. You must decide you are here to win, to live life as the best version of yourself. Number two, you got to commit. Every master was once a disaster. You must be willing to be a disaster before you can be a master. You must commit to victory. You can't be kicking a tire and saying, I'll check it out. No. I'll do it until. No. I'm in it to win it. I'm willing to suck before I'm bad, before I'm mediocre, before I'm average, before I'm decent, before I'm good, before I'm great, before I'm iconic, before I'm the best that ever was. Thirdly, you have to be coachable. You need coaching. You must take coaching. If you knew how to do it alone, you would have done it already. And fourthly, you must be resourceful. You got to come up with the time, the energy, and the money to win. I'll tell you a story from my own life, and this is a good wrap-up story.
All right.
Many years ago, over a decade ago, my then wife, seemingly out of the blue, decided to kick me to the curb. She didn't want to be married to me anymore. It was a total shock. Maybe it shouldn't have been, but it was. I went into a tailspin. I was sleeping on my mother's couch. I couldn't see my children. I wasn't making any money. Grown ass man, embarrassing as all get out. Friend of mine took me to a business conference, paid for my ticket, so I couldn't afford it. I saw a man deliver a talk. It spoke to my soul. At the end of his talk, I ran up on stage and introduced myself and told him my story. And at the end of my monologue telling him my story, I said, I believe I need to hire you. Now, you got to understand, I was scared telling him that, but I think I needed to hire him. And he said, okay, you can hire me, but you need to know this. My minimum fee is $5,000 for 5 hours of my time. I require payment up front. I offer no guarantees, and I require payment in full. And there are no refunds. Do you still want to hire me? I'm like, whoa, I don't have $5,000. He said, I'm going to give you some free coaching. I said, free coaching? I love free coaching. Give it to me. Free coaching, give it to me. And he said, it doesn't matter how much money you have. I go, it doesn't? He said, no. I said, well, I thought that's all that mattered because you want $5,000 from me. He said to me, look, I got plenty of clients. I don't need your $5,000. I really don't. You, on the other hand, need what I have to bring to you. So let's be clear. I'm doing you a favor by having this conversation with you because I don't need you and you need me. That was hard to hear, but it was true. And he said, it does not matter how much money you have. What matters is how bad do you want change? You're sleeping on your mother's couch. You have 2 sons you haven't been able to see and provide for. Your wife kicked you out. You're not making any money. How much longer are you willing to put up with this? A month? A year? 5 years? And I'm like, whoa. I said, okay, give me a couple days. I'll come back. On the way home, I made a plan. I was going to call a few people that I'd been in conversation with who had not said yes or no to me yet. So I called them up, and this was my plan. I said, hey, it's Nicky. Need to talk to you. I got good news. You're fat, and you need to lose weight. Because if you don't, you're gonna have a heart attack. You're going to have diabetes. You're going to stop being able to walk or see. So you need to lose weight. Agreed? Like, okay, yeah, right. I don't think they were too impressed with how direct and blunt I was, but it was the truth. And I said, and I'm broke and I need money so I can see my sons and have them back in my life and be a father that provides for his family. Agreed? And they were like, yeah, agreed. I said, so I'm going to give you a deal of a century, half price. But here's the catch. You need to say yes now. You need to pay me in full now. The offer expires at the end of this phone call. What's it going to be? Yes or no? 2 fellas said yes, gave me $1,000 each. I was pumped, pleased as punch. A couple days later, I went to see this fellow, smiling from ear to ear, and I dropped down $2,000 on the table, and he saw it, and he took a look at me, and he said, that's great, but that's just 2. And I said, I want 5. And I just deflated. I'm like, oh, my God. And I said to him, hey, how many people have you told this story to over the years? He said, over the years? I said, yeah. He said, 30, maybe 40. I'm like, okay, great. Besides me, who else came back to you with any money? He said, oh, Nicky, that's easy. You're the very first. I'm like, I'm the very first. You are the very first. I am the very first. You are the very first. The very first. The very first. I said, all right, take my money. I'm going to sign a contract saying I'll pay you the rest within 30, 60 days, whatever the case may be. Because I'm committed. And I am resourceful. I came up with $2,000 when I had nothing. He agreed. He took my money. The rest is history. Within 6 months, I made 6 figures and I paid him off early.
Outstanding.
How bad do you want change? And that is the last thing I have to say to someone listening to this. How bad do you want change? If you want change bad enough, it's time to act. And as an offer to anyone listening to this, I'll do a complimentary phone call with anybody listening to this who wants change bad. You just go to my website, ecircleacademy.com/appointment. You let me know you listen to MisFit Nation, and you will get an 45-minute coaching session for free. Normally charge $2,500 for it, but you'll get it for free.
Outstanding. MisFit Nation, take him up on this. I know I was pumped while he was telling his life story. That really pumped me up because I'm a history buff and kind of listening to where he came from and how he traveled, traversed the world to get to where he is and all the steps he took and how he pumps people up on the humanity side of it. Helps people as humans, not as a dollar bill or chasing that dollar. He chases their success, their life improvements, so he can feel better and also have food on his table. But that's the last thing he's thinking of. Them being a better human is what his goal is. So If you get on his website and do that, tell him the Misfit Nation sent you. He'll give you 45 minutes of that pump up speech. And if you don't come out of that pumped up, ready to run through a wall with him, something's wrong with you. Nicky, thank you for taking the time to come on here and pump up the Misfit Nation.
Thanks for having me, Rich. It was an honor.
That was awesome. I'll be right back. Thanks for checking us out and being a part of the Misfit Nation. Don't forget to visit our website at themisfitnation.com. It's themisfitnation.com to catch up on all of our episodes and also to get some of that great Misfit Nation gear. As always, be humble, stay hungry, and keep hustling because we are